There are cities in the world that are ancient. And then there is Kashi, a city that feels eternal. Standing on the banks of the sacred Ganga, this city has witnessed sages, emperors, poets, pilgrims, and seekers for thousands of years. But what makes it even more fascinating is that it carries not one, but three identities: Kashi, Varanasi, and Banaras. Three names, one city, and each name tells a different story. This is not just a linguistic variation. It is a journey through time, from mythology to geography, from devotion to daily life. Let's begin with the oldest name, Kashi. The word Kashi comes from the Sanskrit root kash, which means to shine. Kashi is often translated as the city of light, but this light is not physical. It is spiritual, the light of knowledge, awareness, and liberation. In Hindu scriptures like the Vedas and Puranas, Kashi is described as the city beloved by Lord Shiva. It is believed that Shiva himself resides here, and that dying in Kashi grants moksha, freedom from the cycle of birth and death. For centuries, sages and seekers traveled to Kashi not for wealth or power, but for enlightenment. The ghats became classrooms, the river became a teacher, the city became a living scripture. Even today, when priests chant mantras, when pilgrims perform rituals, when the Ganga aarti lights up the evening sky, they are not in Varanasi or Banaras. They are in Kashi. Kashi is the city's soul. But cities are not only spiritual spaces. They are also physical places shaped by rivers, trade routes, and settlements. This brings us to the second name, Varanasi. Varanasi derives its name from two rivers, Varuna and Asi. The city lies between these rivers as they meet the Ganga. This geographical identity gave rise to the name Varanasi. Unlike Kashi, which is rooted in mythology and faith, Varanasi is rooted in geography and history. Buddhist texts, Jain literature, and ancient travel accounts refer to the city as Varanasi. It was an important urban center, a place of learning, trade, and governance. Scholars debated philosophy here. Merchants traded silk and spices. Kings patronized temples and universities. The city evolved as one of the oldest continuously inhabited urban settlements in the world. Today, Varanasi is the official name used in maps, government documents, and academic discussions. When you book a train ticket, when universities publish research, when global travelers mark their destinations, the name they use is Varanasi. If Kashi represents the city's soul, Varanasi represents its body. The physical city shaped by rivers, streets, and history. But a city is not only its spirituality or geography. It is also its people, its sounds, its food, its laughter, and its chaos. And this is where the third name emerges, Banaras or Banaras. Banaras is the colloquial, lived-in name of the city. It is believed to have evolved through linguistic changes during the medieval and Mughal periods, later adapted by the British as Banaras. Banaras is the name you hear in everyday conversations. It is woven into music, poetry, cinema, and culture. Banarasi saris, Banaras Pan, Banarasi music traditions, and the legendary Banaras Hindu University all carry this name. Banaras feels intimate. It is not distant like scripture or formal like administration. It is the city as experienced by its people, vibrant, chaotic, humorous, and deeply human. In Banaras, life unfolds in narrow lanes filled with temple bells, chai stalls, silk looms, and conversations that drift between philosophy and gossip. The sacred and the ordinary coexist effortlessly. If Kashi is the soul and Varanasi is the body, Banaras is the heartbeat. What makes this city extraordinary is that these three identities do not replace each other. They coexist. A pilgrim arrives, seeking Kashi. A traveler navigates through Varanasi. A resident lives in Banaras. And often, within a single day, the same person experiences all three. At dawn, during meditation on the ghats, the city feels like Kashi. By afternoon, navigating traffic and markets, it becomes Varanasi. And by evening, sharing pan and laughter in crowded lanes, it transforms into Banaras. This layered identity reflects the deeper nature of Indian civilization, where mythology, geography, and lived culture merge seamlessly. Instead of discarding the past, the city absorbs it, allowing multiple narratives to coexist. Kashi, Varanasi, and Banaras are not different places. They are different perspectives. They remind us that cities are more than infrastructure. They are memories, beliefs, and experiences layered over centuries. They are living organisms that carry time within them. And perhaps that is why this city feels timeless, because it does not belong to one era or one identity. It belongs to all of them. So the next time you hear someone mention Kashi, Varanasi, or Banaras, remember, they are not just naming a city. They are choosing a lens, a spiritual lens, a geographical lens, or a cultural lens. Three names, one city, an eternal story flowing like the Ganga itself. And maybe that is the true beauty of this place. A city that shines like Kashi, stands like Varanasi, and lives like Banaras. As our journey through this timeless city comes to an end, one thing becomes beautifully clear. Kashi, Varanasi, and Banaras are not just names. They are emotions, perspectives, and living layers of history flowing together like the sacred Ganga itself. The true magic of this city lies in its ability to be all three at once: a sacred destination, a historic settlement, and a living cultural experience. Here, the spiritual and the ordinary do not compete, they coexist. As the diyas drift gently on the Ganga and the echoes of the evening aarti fade into the night, the city reminds us of something profound, that time may pass, empires may rise and fall, but places rooted in faith, culture, and human connection remain eternal. So whether you call it Kashi, Varanasi, or Banaras, this city is more than a destination. It is a feeling, a reflection, a quiet reminder of continuity in a constantly changing world. And maybe, long after this video ends, the calm of the river, the glow of the ghats, and the spirit of this ancient city will continue to flow within you, just like the Ganga, timeless and eternal.